good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. I am so excited. Are you, Bob?
Yes, I am. But I'm just excited because I'm really going to enjoy this subject.
You are? Okay. Look, welcome everybody. So glad that you could join us today. Today I want to talk a little bit about change your story, change your life. This is a requested subject. One of our dwellers talked quite extensively about her experiences, and we put together this particular episode, especially for her. So let's go. So change your story, change your life.
Well, once upon a time, there was a
It's not a fairy tale, Bob.
Oh, all right.
So changing how you talk to yourself, what you believe is the best that you can arrive at. Maybe there's no best. Maybe you've given up and maybe waiting for something to happen, for someone to drop dead. Maybe you're at the end of your rope.
That's a little bit rough.
No, well, there's all sorts of things going on with people at all different levels and all sorts of different ways. And maybe you've been there for so long that there's no word to describe how you feel. Maybe you truly just don't know who you are anymore. We can wake up one day and we never know when that day is going to come about and wonder, how did I get here? Where did we sign the dotted line for this life? We gave our all to our kids only to have them give you nothing as an adult. I mean, I realise this isn't everybody's story, but, just bear with me. Did we give too much and still giving too much? Don't know how to say no? We simply cannot let the side down. We must crawl out of bed and be there to save the day. Save the day! That's right. In their eyes, you are no longer a whole person. You are parts of something that the others just pick off when they want something. They think you're always going to be there, and even if you're not, they won't care. So here you are, the martyr, allowing bad behaviour to pay for the inadequacy you feel, that maybe you didn't do enough, you couldn't give them all the toys they wanted, you couldn't pay for university, you couldn't give them a brand new car. Oh, God, fathers. Well, I'll tell you what, it's real. It's a real deal out there for many of us. You feel guilty for the things that happened to your kid when they were growing up, and you take on the entire blame for it. Okay, let's just say you were at fault. Okay, so 30, 40 years later, maybe time to drop it, get over it, leave it behind you, wherever it belongs. So, where it belongs, really, what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Well, that's all right, Bob, working it out. Stop stringing yourself up, because have you not noticed that they don't actually give one shit? We start out our shiny and new, and we have hopes for our lives, but many of us just idle away our lives living for the others, and then we realise that we are just waiting to die.
You can never lose a homing pigeon.
You can't? No.
Yeah, because your homing pigeon doesn't come back. What you've lost is a pigeon.
Oh, how very sage, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
We start our shiny and new lives, don't we? We have all these great hopes. So we don't really care anymore, some of us, about the quality of our lives. Look, I've been there in varying degrees at different stages, because it would seem that sometimes the quality in our life has been so abysmal for so long, and we've forgotten or probably not experienced our very own lives with things to look forward to. And I know that life can just deal you some cards, and it's perfectly normal to be knocked down by it. And we may live vicariously through our kids, through their achievements, get our highs from their happiness. We get hung up on that, and then one day they've gone, and then what? What is your life about? Not really what is your life about, or what do you want it to be about?
What do people do with the extra time they save by writing K instead of OK?
We opt to give up.
Opt?
Yeah, because it's a choice. So we opt to give up because our lives are an avalanche of doing for others, being there for others. Then your birthday comes, Christmas comes, and no gifts, or no gifts you could actually use or that you like, because there is a rule we only buy for the kids, or maybe a quiet rule that you enforce somewhere along the line: save your money, don't blow it on me. That's all well and good while they're buying expensive presents for their partners, going on holidays, and you sacrifice to make sure they got ahead as best as you could. Can I just say how important it is to say I have always been ridiculously spoiled by my daughters, and thank goodness for that, because otherwise birthdays and Christmases and whatever could have been a very, very ordinary affair, which I've just got to say, they always surprise me and blow me away, by their kindness. So I had to just, give them that shout out. So I think, as I was saying before, about while you're watching your adult kids buying super expensive presents for their partners and they're not really doing much for you at all, and you're the one that, basically taught them how to use a toilet, but there's just no respect at all. And so why is that? Why are you still working yourself to the ground? And you even have the limp to prove it. You did not plan this, surely, for yourself. You did not foresee this. Are you a martyr?
Holy fathers, what's that?
Well, in this instance, it's just a person who displays or exaggerates their discomfort or distress in order to obtain sympathy. But I'm using it more in a way, just showing up to go way above and beyond, put your hand up for things that you really shouldn't be, because maybe you're getting older now, maybe you have injuries, and that really would be your adults' kids' opportunity to go, absolutely not, we need you to heal, or no, I really want you to go and enjoy your life. And while being a martyr may well be unintended and not at all how you see yourself, it's a tough pill to swallow, but if you're ticking some of these boxes, maybe it's time to make sure that you are at the very least stage centre in your life and not someone else's.
Ooh, yeah!
I know, right? Absolutely. So maybe time to change your story. You can. You know that you actually can, don't you? And especially for us older girls, us older folks, I don't know how much time you actually think you've got. Like myself, I'm 64 this year, and I'm really well aware of what the averages are. And I really would like my life to count as much as is possible, that a good chunk of my life is about my life. Don't get me wrong, I love helping others. I love to be of service to my friends and family, but not to the point where I'm exhausted and they're just laying back, having a great old time. No. That's just extreme. And I see this and I know of this, and it just blows my mind.
Hey, my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home.
Oh, Bob. Hashtag change your story, change your thinking, change your life. We have an excuse for everything. How long are we going to keep putting our life off? How many times have you said, yeah, I'll start later? Like you no longer even say tomorrow or next week. There's no longer a time frame, just later.
Well, that's a bit loosey-goosey.
Yeah, maybe we should all just leave you to it. I mean, what are you doing for yourself these days? Are you even reading a book, learning a new skill? Anything at all to improve your life, to prove there is still proof of life. Are you the sacrifice for the others who may have a request coming any time now, and you do it for them, but not for yourself?
Some things are better left unsaid. Unfortunately, I often realise this after I've said them.
I believe that, Bob.
Yeah.
They have written you out of their list of importance, and what's worse, you have written your own good self out of any importance for a lovely life.
Yeah, follow your heart, but Godfathers, take your brain with you.
That's a good one, Bob.
Yeah.
You'll follow the odd moment here and there, but you don't seem to have noticed that you're leaving people far behind you. You're putting the people who actually care about you on hold, the people who genuinely care about you. People will no longer be sure what to say to you anymore. You respond to inquiries about your health or your rotten family. You actually get defensive, like it has become an off-limit subject in conversations. You've got it all sewn up. There's nothing else to say. It's all been said. You have been clear. You're not going to choose you. They're not going to choose you. You're not going to choose yourself. As if that's a safe thing to do. Maybe it is. As Robin Williams said, you're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
It's a hard gig to watch, to witness and view someone handing over their life force to others. That makes no good sense at all. It's a hard vibe, literally a very powerful, negative, destructive frequency. And Who wants to be around it? Because it's no good for your own frequency. You want to be around people that lift you up, who are embracing your plans and your dreams and your schemes, who love being around you rather than bracing themselves to be around someone who has just signed up for just a really shitty life. We let partners who are inept and cause so much trouble in our lives to make major decisions. We allow them that when they couldn't get themselves out of a paper bag.
Why, oh why, I say?
Well, we blame them because we no longer have the courage, energy, care to say no more. The answer is no. We cannot even consider that because our self-esteem is so low that we would rather just show up to be the slave to our adult kids. We allow our partners to speak to us like rubbish, and we would just go out and work really, really hard outside of the family home because they just don't want to be around, their partners. So we may rather be disregarded and disrespected by people who you taught how to use a spoon. Put on the map in the first place and you still roll up to be kicked in the head. You may or may not be allowed to see your grandkids.
Allowed?
It's got so deeply narcissistic out there that you have become unreachable. The ones who speak the truth you avoid because it means you have to face it. You lie about what you're going to change to buy time while you're being abused by these creatures you gave birth to.
Yeah, forgotten to be wonderfully happy, methinks.
Yeah, as Mae West said, too much of a good thing can be wonderful.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, absolutely. It's a gigantic issue out there in the world, kids being denied their grandparents. Did you know that in Australia, approximately 1 in every 10 children spend time with their grandparents at least once a week? So that's a lot of kids that aren't seeing their grandparents. Certainly, as a grandparent, it's possible to approach the court for parenting orders if circumstances demand it. The Family Law Act recognises the importance of children maintaining meaningful relationships with their grandparents.
Hey, did you ever get a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and it just ruined your whole day?
There have been days. Feeling cut off from your precious grandchildren can be a heart-wrenching experience. It is a horrible heartache, but again, once you've been shunned a number of times, often there is no other recourse than just getting on with your life. Yes, with a heavy heart, but nonetheless, get on with the business of living. It is true that we often don't know what we've got until we lose it, but it is also true that we don't know what we've been missing until it arrives.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, me too, Bob. Yeah. Put an ad in your local marketplace online to be an adopted grandparent. There are so many families who would love to have a grandparent in their children's lives. I've often thought about that as a possibility for so many I know who have been screwed over by their adult children, and I reckon it's a win-win.
Hey, thieves have broken into my house and stolen everything except my soap, shower gel, towels and deodorant. Dirty bastards.
The truth speaks with the ones that could really help you. You evade and you almost shun.
Who?
Friends, true friends. They end up back-seated because of all this baloney.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We are always making choices all the time, whether we know it or not. Change your story, change your life. Sometimes your truest friends you are no longer choosing, and maybe they really need you. It's the pain that's talking and leading your life. At some point, whether to talk to a grief counsellor, someone you can be honest and open with so that you can start living your life in spite of it. None of it easy, but living this way isn't easy either. Again, choose, please, and please choose you.
Yeah!
That's right. Has to be done. It is to be done to have a life that is worth your while, not waiting for others to decide if you're worthy. Oh, just the thought of that makes my hair curl. And they're not even doing that, deciding or thinking or being respectful. It's you that's hanging around.
Oh, bugger that.
And this could sting, but no one wants to be around a victim. The question is, do you want to change your life? Will you change your story? We have to know that we have to be aware of our realities and not languish in them. Instead, process them, make peace with them, and then live with that awareness and with the ability to forgive ourselves and accept that there are things that are not meant for us and choose the path that would bring us more joy in our existence.
Hey, Albert Einstein was a genius and worthy of praise and study. His brother Frank was an absolute monster. Frank Einstein, yeah.
It's the learning of being your own source of happiness. That story you're telling yourself might be the only reason that you're so miserable, underweight or overweight, have health challenges and lacking any zest in life.
Some of you should walk a mile in my shoes because then you'd be a mile away from me and that would be fantastic.
Come on now, we can all soak in these scenarios and make sure that we're damn well looking out for ourselves.
My girlfriend broke up with me.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I just thought I'd say that.
Oh, you're a bugger, Bob.
I'll never forget the look on the cashier's face when she scanned the packet of birdseed.
How come?
Well, I asked her, how long does it take for the birds to grow once I plant them?
Oh, Bob, that's made me tired hearing that.
Well, when you fall asleep, spiders rub their willies on your face.
Oh, excellent, Bob. Moving on. Even in our lowest moments, we must still care for ourselves. For myself, I know and expect the low moment will pass, and it does. I refuse to dive into it. I've done that before without knowing what I was actually doing to myself. Learnt my lesson, though I did. No bloody rabbit holes for me, Harry-O.
What's the difference between an outlaw and an in-law? Outlaws are wanted. Ha!
It's not bad.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
I have learned I have to change my story. I have to rewire my story.
Oh, what do you mean?
Put in new programs.
Oh, yeah, okay. How?
Well, repetition. Putting in your mind new statements regularly about what you deserve to feel every day, in love with life, in love with your life. And if that's too strong for anyone, just have an expectation that something wonderful is going to happen to you today. At night, I think the same thing before I go to sleep, and I just go repeat. In as much as when I get up in the morning, I think something wonderful happened to me today. And when I go to sleep at night, something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow. And in truth, while standout things do not always jump out at me, I have a great feeling about my life. I'm 64 this year and still feel as in some ways, I feel more vital than ever. And it never really ends, except life gets easier. And for those out there, when you know, you know.
Yeah, that's right, you know.
Yeah. It might all sound like it's out of reach.
It's not my fault I have a double chin, and God was giving out chins. I thought he said gin, so I said, I have a double.
When you don't have to deal with a dysfunctional partner anymore, for example, being around them make you feel too weak in your spirit to try even to talk to them, shut them down or leave. They can't fill out their own information. You done them down by wiping their butt for them. They actually could, but you want it done, so you just do it for them. And they know it.
I used to be a people person until people ruined it for me.
Telling yourself it's easier, but long-term, simply it just leaves you all redundant. They can't make phone calls because they're not good at phone calls, or there's a language barrier, and yet the rest of the world can understand them perfectly. They have you believing that you can't go and get on with your own very own life. Well, how will they manage without you?
Fine, thank you very much. That sort always find a way. They first find another sucker.
If it wasn't so sad, you're absolutely right, Bob. They will manage just fine. And also, who cares? Do they care how you're managing? Like ever cared? Do they care how you feel about anything?
Some people call me crazy, but I prefer the term happy with a twist.
Good on you, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And yet, these are one of the excuses we can use to stay in toxic poison. They have cost you your friends, perhaps the relationship with one or more of your children, perhaps your grandchildren. They have cost you your happiness, and you stay because you think it's easier.
Hey, what did E.T.'s mother say to him when he got home? Where on earth have you been?
Sometimes you can't save people. You just can't.
No, you cannot.
You can support them, but it is challenging when they insist on staying in misery. But just when you think that they can't be more miserable, they get deeper in it, don't they? And even less reachable. All suggestions are met with defence and slight annoyance, and that's if they can be bothered to even respond. And yet, have you noticed that they become friendly when others are around? Put on quite the normal engaging show.
I was thinking if 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhoea, does that mean that one enjoys it?
Thanks, Bob.
That's all right.
Lazy, abusive partners in turn are bad for your health because it'll be challenging not to get too close to the fire and you will get burned.
Or singed.
Your health in many ways will be affected. They do bare minimum and we are grateful. Outwardly we are faux grateful and inwardly we are seething. That seething has to go somewhere and it can turn into constipation, headaches, not sleeping well, sore joints, discomfort, and that's just the beginning.
I spend a lot of time, money and effort child-proofing my house, but the kids still get in. Yeah, they do.
You start to doubt that you even have a point, even when it's obvious as the nose on your face. You unknowingly cut your feet as you race over the broken glass to try to get them back to safer ground.
Yeah, my grandfather tried to warn them about the Titanic. He screamed and shouted about the iceberg and how the ship was going to sink, but all they did was throw him out of the theatre.
And now and then, but less now, they are on safer ground because life has offered them a temporary haven. You might have to help out a family or friends. Maybe you have to leave the home for a while to look after someone who needs you. And while you're away, it's taking you out of your normal environment, but it's just enough time to truly relax, to start being yourself again. There will be so many scenarios that lead to a wake up to how you may dearly want to change your story.
Yeah, and you wonder why you're constipated.
Again, that is true, Bob. If you're stuck and feeling truly stuck in your life, feeling trapped, you may well, not be doing regularly the old number 2.
Fair shake of the sav.
Well, the body has its own intelligence.
Yeah, righto.
It's a full-time job believing in yourself, no days off. Hashtag change your story, change your life.
That's true.
There really are no days off, are there? Honestly, why would you not want to feel good, feel happy and peaceful?
Now, what do you mean?
Well, if you're committed to changing your life, your narrative of your life.
Yeah, because it's your life.
Yeah, precisely. There's no one coming to save you. So care enough about yourself to change your story.
Why story?
Because we all have one, Bob. Many, in fact.
So changing the story, you tell yourself,
Yeah, catch the old stories, turf them out, change them to something that's more enhanced, little by little.
just a little every day.
Yep, and you will change your life. Us changing our lives is far easier than we think. It's the thinking about it, thinking about doing it. That's the part that, seems so hard and so very difficult.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, we've all been there, Bob. So what are we to do?
Yeah, please, what to do?
Leaving a toxic relationship, for example, is incredibly challenging, especially when economic factors make it seem impossible to walk away. Financial dependency or the fear of instability can trap someone in a cycle of emotional distress, leaving them feeling stuck, and I know that one well.
Even if you're on the right track, if you just sit there and do nothing, you run the risk of being run over.
Well, that's true. However, it's important for this person to remember that their mental, emotional and physical well-being are worth fighting for.
My electricity bill just came in today and I believe I got charged for the sunlight, the moonlight and the light of the Holy Spirit and the light at the end of the tunnel.
So, the first step is acknowledging the toxicity of the relationship. Often people can feel guilt or shame for staying, but by the same token, understand that staying in an unhealthy environment is not sustainable. It's essential to know that. Recognise that a toxic relationship will continue to drain your well-being is a powerful motivator to seek change, even if it's gradual. And gradual may be the way to do it, whatever suits your individual situation. I love the saying, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path.
Oh yeah, like that.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking,
brain cells die, skin cells die, even hair cells die, but fat cells must have accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Saviour because they seem to have eternal life.
Good on you, Bob. Not what I was going to say, but okay. So if you have one, create a support system. Having a reliable support system of friends, family, or even a therapist can be crucial in keeping your strength up. These people can offer perspective, guidance, and emotional validation that helps you stay grounded in your decision. It is incredibly helpful regularly talking to someone who is not part of the toxic dynamic, and they can provide clarity and reassurance.
I'm not so sure about an inner child because I have this inner idiot that surfaces every now and then.
Oh, yeah? Me too, Bob. Oh, dear.
I can't believe I forgot to go to the gym today. That's 7 years in a row.
Oh, you're a funny boy.
Yeah, I know, real funny, yeah.
So, learning new skills or networking, perhaps to increase your job opportunity, start sort of quietly looking around and see what it is you can do, what you need to get in place, maybe a resume. You might know someone, or you can do it yourself to put it together. Find out how resumes are supposed to look these days, because they're not 20 pages anymore. And improving your mental health, whatever it is that you do for yourself that you like, and no one needs to know about it, just do it quietly, because each step forward, no matter how small, will make you feel very capable of creating your own story on your own terms.
Baby steps.
Yeah, keep a list of resources such as domestic violence helplines, and a pack bag with essentials, important documents, identification, medications, etc.
You were going to say medifications.
I was, Bob, but, thank you for that. It's all right. It's nothing like being corrected. It makes me feel good.
Does it?
No, not really. Focus on self-care. While focusing on practical steps to leave, it's important not to neglect your mental and emotional health.
That's quite right, amigo.
Engaging in regular self-care routines can help you stay resilient. No one needs to know what your self-care is. Just do it for you when you can. So very beneficial, because you are so important to the world.
Yes, you are.
And it will keep you strong. It is so important to remind yourself of your worth. Toxic relationships kind of rob you of that, isn't it? So you've got to turn it around and understand, if it's been a while, even if it's a short time, it doesn't take long for things to go belly up in our mind. You're probably not going to believe what you're telling yourself, that I am wonderful, I am beautiful, I am worthy, but you will be surprised after a couple of days of just saying that in your mind. It actually really does lift your spirits. Combat this by constantly reminding yourself that you deserve love, respect, and peace.
Yeah, because you do.
Positive affirmations, reading self-help books, or engaging with empowering content can help rebuild your sense of self-worth.
Yeah, jar of marbles.
Absolutely. There are many paths. This is but one. There are many paths that are going to take you to where you need to go.
Have you noticed in every relationship there's one person who stacks the dishwasher like a Scandinavian architect, and one who stacks like a raccoon on crystal meth?
Actually, yes, I have.
Yeah.
Seek professional support if you can. Therapy can be incredibly helpful in discussing the complexities of, say, leaving a toxic relationship or job or friendship, especially when there are economic reasons that you feel are keeping you stuck.
Have you ever wondered if the $5 bills in your purse or wallet were ever in a stripper's crack? Bet you're wondering now. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Bob.
That's all right.
And understand that leaving does not have to be immediate. It is so important to consider. Take the pressure off yourself. Sometimes leaving isn't an instant action. It's a process, isn't it? So it's okay to take it step by step. Changing your story in order to change your life. Many of us have done it before, and many are in the process of it or are planning to leave. It's big stuff. Anyway, many are awakening, and it is occurring at a faster rate now, in my opinion. Focusing on both short-term actions and long-term goals can help you find your way out.
Freedom!
Yes. Hashtag change your story, and you will, without a doubt, change your life. And we got to go. It's time.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, we do. But we will be back.
Yeah, okay.
So, say good day to the family for me. Give the hound dog a hug. And we'll see you soon, okay? Okay then. Bye.
Bye!